Hi, it's Mark from Training Spark. In this video, we're going to show you how you can create translated versions of your LearnDash courses. And we're going to do this using a plugin called Polylang and a LearnDash add-on. So what I mean by translating is, say, for example, as we do here, we have a course in English. You could create a course in Spanish and allow people to switch via the interface, the language of their platform, and choose the course that is in the language that they speak. So let's get started. What we're going to do from the WordPress dashboard is go to plugins and then add new plugin. And then we're just going to search for one called Polylang. And it's this one here by WP Syntax. It has 700,000 plus active installations and 4.5 stars, and it's quite regularly updated. And you might have seen another plugin that's popular in this space called WPML. WPML is a premium plugin that's been around for quite a long time, and that's an alternative that does a similar sort of thing. But Polylang has a free version that we can install and use alongside LearnDash. So I'm just going to install that now and then activate it. And it'll run us through a bit of a setup wizard here. So you select the languages you want to add, and you do want to add the language that you sort of default language for the site, as well as any others that you want to add as well. So you can choose from a big list here. I wanted to choose English and Spanish, so I'm just going to choose those two there, but equally you could have as many of those as you liked. You can allow Polylang to translate media, like alt text for images and things like that. I'm going to leave that unticked for now, just because that's a bit separate to what I'm going through in this video, but just bear in mind that that's possible. You can choose your default language, and I'm going to choose that as English. And what it will do is create a copy of your homepage automatically, and you can create that and continue. And it runs through some other steps which I'll talk through shortly, but you can create things like translation switches in your navigation and things like that. So I'm going to return to the dashboard, and what we should find is that it has created a Spanish version of the homepage, which it has there. So we can see we've got a home and a home Espanol, and it's got no content yet. So if I click view, actually it says the page doesn't exist, but it is in Spanish, which is good. I'm just going to refresh permalinks. So it seems like when we've installed this, as with quite a lot of plugins, it can create these custom post types and things like that, and you just need to refresh your permalinks by going to Settings, Permalinks, and then clicking Save Changes. And we're not changing any settings on here. All we're doing is clicking Save Changes, and that should fix the issue. So if I go back to Pages now, and then View, we've got our Spanish version of the homepage. And what it's doing is it's creating a copy of those pages, but flagging them as Spanish. So they can have completely different content if they want to, but what's happening behind the scenes is it knows what piece of content relates to what. So if I was to switch language, it would know what to switch to. So let's add that now. So I'm going to go to Menus. And one of the things that we can add here, now that we've installed this plugin, is this language switcher. And we can add it to the menu there, and then click Save Menu. And now if I go back to the page, we're on the home page here, and we can see that we've got English and Spanish. And if I click on Espanol, what it will do is take me to the home page, but in the Spanish version, which can have different content, obviously in Spanish, but it might have different videos and things like that. And what we can see in the URL here is that we have sandbox.trainingspark.com/ES. That's the country code for Spain or Spanish. And then you get the home page there. And likewise, we can switch back. Actually, I should have pointed out there. In the menu, if you've added that languages, what you want to do is you want to tick that as the primary menu for both English and Spanish, and then save menu. And what it will do is make sure that that menu shows up for both languages. So let's just quickly give that a try again. So I can go to Spanish, and now this menu is showing up again still, and we can switch back to English. So that's the basics of how this works. It creates alternate versions of content on your site that can be in different languages. And by default, this doesn't work with, actually maybe it does. It might have some aspects to it that work. We can create a Spanish version of this, but what I'll add is that there is a add-on for this. So if you go to add-ons in LearnDash and scroll down to find LearnDash Multilingual integration, it says this adds multilingual support with WPML and Polylang plugins. And Polylang is the one that we're using here, but equally you can use this with WPML as well. So I'm not entirely sure what the difference is here, but I'm just going to install it anyway. So we've got that installed. And now if we go to courses, generally speaking, what we can do is if we have a course or a lesson or a topic, we can look at the English version of it, and we can also create a Spanish version of it. So let's do that for a course we have here. I have in all courses this healthy eating for healthy life, and I want to create a Spanish version of it. And it's probably easier to kind of go from topics upwards. So obviously, if you've got a course, you've probably got lots of lessons, lots of topics. Each one will need its Spanish equivalent. And rather than doing the course first, it probably makes sense to start with topics or lessons and translate these first. So we've got 2 lessons here. Obviously, this is quite a small course. I'm just going to translate this one, which is called Ketogenic Diet for Weight Loss. I'm just going to create this, click on this plus icon to create my Spanish version of it. On the right hand side, we can see that what we're doing here is creating an English version of it, but that there is also a Spanish version of it, but there is also an English one. Now, I'm not suggesting for a second that you actually do this, but I'm just going to go to Google Translate to create a Spanish version of whatever this might be. And so this probably isn't going to be accurate, but does that work? So I'm going to change this to Spanish, and then just copy this out. And this is all Latin placeholder text anyway, but I'm just going to put something in there. Oops. And then publish it. So we've created our first Spanish equivalent of a lesson there. And once that's saved, if I go back to lessons, we'll see that we have the equivalent of this one here, Ketogenic Diet for Weight Loss. We can see that we've got a Spanish one there, so there's the flag there. And I'm going to do the same for this one. So drinking fluids for a healthy day, I'm just going to create a Spanish version of this one too. And the title for this will be this one, apparently. And again, I'll probably just copy in some placeholder text, but obviously you would be putting in the Spanish equivalent of what your course content is. And then we view the lesson. You can see we've got a Spanish version of it there. So if we go back to the lessons here, just refresh this. what we can see is that we have 2 Spanish lessons and 2 English lessons, but these relate to one another. And what I'm going to do, you can actually filter between different languages as well if you want to only show the Spanish ones, for example. Oh, that didn't work. So I think that's only showing ones that do have a Spanish equivalent. Not entirely sure what that is. But if I go to courses now, I can do the same for this. So I'm going to find the Spanish translation of this and just create my Spanish equivalent of this, the course level as well. And one thing I'll point out is that you need to bring across your settings again. So if you had those as closed and things, you need to add those again, and you need to add your topics. I think what's happening here is it's automatically showing what the Spanish ones are. And I'm just going to click publish now. I'm not sure if they're in the right order, but what I'm going to do is click publish. So in theory now, what happens is we've got a English and Spanish version of this course. So now if I head to all courses, for example, and I go to this course in English, I can switch to Spanish and then see the Spanish version of it. So it's obviously changed the title there, changed the content for it, and for whatever reason I might switch back to English and back to Spanish. So it's recognizing that piece of content has a Spanish and English equivalent and lets us switch between the two. And notice that the interface changes as well. So it's changing some of the LearnDash things like mark complete, next lesson, over to Spanish, as well as the content. So one thing I'll add, I believe if you head to a user and you are giving them access to courses, you would need to give them access to both if there's a chance that they might switch. I might be wrong on that, but it seems like both the English and Spanish and whatever other languages you have, course equivalents appear in that list, and you would need to give that user access. So I've just got a standard user here, and if I switch to them and view the platform and go to the course, as I am given access to both of those, in theory I should be able to switch like this and be able to see both versions of it. It'd be interesting to see if the progress stays. I mean, that's going to make me watch the whole thing, I think, here. If we mark it as complete, will that still apply on the Spanish version if I switch? It'd be interesting to see. So if I go back to the to the course, I'm 50% complete. If I switch to Spanish, so it loses that progress there. So it is treated as a separate thing, and if you did switch midway through, you would have to start the course again. But that's not the end of the world, is it? So hopefully that's useful to some of you. So I've just completed that course now, and it may be useful if you are running a multi-language site to different countries. Then this plugin and the LearnDash add-on might be a useful addition for you. We hope you liked this video. If you did, please give it a like, and if you'd like to see more like this, please subscribe to the Training Spark YouTube channel. If you do get value out of these videos, we do have a Buy Me a Coffee link in the description, and if you can buy us a coffee for making these things and hopefully helping you out, then that would be much appreciated. Thanks.